You see how I only painted the shadows like the whole time, because I find it so much easier to get all this right before I tackle the highlights. I didn't have had a formal training, so I basically learned painting from my boyfriend, and also because he doesn't paint on canvas, he most of the time paints on wood, his technique is different from mine. So I basically came up with this without thinking so much about it. But it is helpful. So I find it's helpful to start with the shadows and with the midtones. I think because the face then already looks like something, whereas if you would start with the highlights, it might look weird. I don't know. So I will continue here with refining those areas with the skin, and just get the color values right. So here actually it is a bit darker, so I will try to make it darker without destroying the shin line, but I think I already destroyed it. Well, this can happen, no problem. Especially when you paint on a table, so don't do that. I only do that because I want to show you my technique, but this is the worst ever position for painting. Not only is it bad for your neck, you can't see the whole painting, you only see it in this weird angle, so smaller. When you would turn the painting and place it directly in front of you, it is way more stretched. So I see it in a perspective, and this a different perspective angle than it actually looks like. So this is awful. Then I can't really rest my hand on something. I normally use my stick, just a normal, I have a bamboo stick and I have just a wooden stick, so both works perfectly. And I really like to rest my hand on it because it is so much easier to paint details. And here I have to rest my hand on this kind of small area, so don't do that at home. Get a easel and place your canvas in front of you. This is the best position for painting. And even better is when you're standing. I normally love to stand, but sometimes I get very strong back pain, so then I just vary my pose and I sit. This helps. And then in the next days I just sit, and then when my back pain is when it goes away, I can change in my standing position again. The good thing is when you're standing that you are more easily to go first and back to the canvas. So this would happen more easily as if you would sit, because you would have to stand up. And it is super important to go back and forth from your canvas, because you see mistakes in color values, you see if you got your proportions wrong, and this is so important. So especially when I finish a painting, I like to do it when I stand, because then I can see which colors I have to adjust, if the palette is good, or if I have to make some extra layers and some extra washes or translucent layers. So painting and standing is definitely, it's recommended. Okay, now I will tackle the midtones. I waited so long for them, and now I will do it. Here it is a little bit orangey and rosy, and around the chin usually the area is greenish and yellowish, because under the skin around your chin you have fat, And when the underlying layer of the skin consists of fat, the skin tone goes more in the yellowish and in the greenish side direction. Whereas if you have bones under your skin, for example, the area under the eyes, then it is more bluish. But strangely, here on this painting, on this reference, she has also like the shadow under her eyes are greenish. This might be because it is just a fashion photograph and the colors are super unnatural, or she wears a lot of makeup. I don't know. But normally the shadows under the eyes are bluish and purplish. And also the area around your knees is purple and pink because there's a bone underneath it. Okay, I try to get this area here right. This is too dark. And now I will continue here with the forehead. And this has a green and yellowish tone. But not too much, only a bit. The skin tones are very subtle in color variation, and it is kind of difficult to see it, but it will definitely come after time and you will get an eye for it. Okay, I will just paint the forehead now. And here you see that I start from the darker tone and just make a gradient to the lighter tone. So this is like this color here, and it's here too. And here it is also a bit of a rosy skin color, and here too. So I will just follow this rosy color a bit. Oh, this was too dark. And it is funny how I just work my way from the edges of my subject and the details to the middle. I do it without thinking so much about it. It just seems to be easier for me, at least. Okay, I will now make the area between the eyes. Here the color is too wet, so I need a bit of a thicker paint. I use too much of Gamsol. The consistency of paint is so important. Okay, is this the color? This is too dark. This is okay, but it's too rosy. You see, it's very much work to mix all those colors. Okay. Now the shadow under her eye. And I think I covered all shadows now. I can't find any more. And I always leave the ears out. I don't like painting ears. It's so difficult and not rewarding. Let's see. The forehead. Okay, now we need a very light color for the highlight. Like that. And a beige, kind of beige, green, grayish one for the rest of her skin, of her face. so much green in her face. I didn't realize it when I printed out the motif, or when I just saw the motif. But there is a lot of green and blue in it. So what is this color here? I can't. Oh, what? I made a mistake. So this color here is kind of rosy, still rosy from the cheek. So let's make that. Okay, I didn't anticipate that this face was that difficult. I hope you could still get something out of it, even if this face is so difficult. Okay, this area here is a bit bluish, greenish. And here I will need more of this rosy paint, rosy color. Yeah, this looks nice. It's not perfect, but it's nice. I get to the rest of the face. Oh, this is too dark actually. Okay, I think the rest of her face needs to be lighter. The remaining parts. Okay, here, a bit lighter. Here too. The whole nose is pretty light and bright, and then in the middle there is like a highlight, but I will add the highlight later. I first want to have everything. Okay, so this one. This is pretty difficult. I think this is why I spared it for the last step, because it is so difficult and everything else needs to be in place for it. At least I see it that way. Okay. And now I want to connect these areas here where I left out some spaces. Just with the tip of this brush. Let's see if that works. There's actually a little bit of yellow missing in the skin, so there's a bit more yellow on some areas. And this area here is not dark enough. I just noticed it. I just make it a bit darker. Her lids and the nose. Okay, you see this looks bright rough and not really fine or something. But all the colors are already in place, and for the upcoming layer or layers, if you would continue painting on this one, it is easier to place the colors in them, and you don't have to overpaint the complete face. You can just make very thin layers with oil paint, so you don't have really to overpaint everything. Okay, a bit of rose. Oh, okay, this was too much. This brush is great for making those edges. Okay, I think I will, before I add the highlight, I will make it the whole face smooth. So I will take this brush here, just go over all areas. Take care that the brush is always clean. When I go into the darker areas, I need to make the brush super clean, because otherwise darker areas will get directly tinted with the remaining oil paint that is stuck on your brush. This looks nice already, I think. So here, this area. Do you see how nice and smooth the skin already looks? This is such a great effect and so easy. So this part, laying down all the colors and those shadows and all the different midtones, this is the hardest part. But then at the end, this is so relaxing and rewarding. Just to, already it looks so smooth. Isn't it great? So easy. And here as well. Just make this smooth, and I will do this here too. Okay, here I had too much Gamsol, so you see how it didn't work. I need to go over this area again. The oil paint was too thin. Your oil paint has to have a certain thickness to it. Now the nose, and for the nose I will take a smaller brush, and it has to be clean. Very, very carefully. Here we go. And for the lips too. Okay, I forgot here an area over her eye. And the good thing is when you smooth and blending everything, then even if your color was thick or your paint was thick before, now it is more or less, it is a little bit thinner, some of it went into the brush, and you can place highlights easier. Here we go. And the nostrils. I destroyed the nostrils, so I have to paint them again. So the lips are pretty difficult in my opinion. Here is the lightest highlight of the lip. And here too. So for the highlights I take thick oil paint so that you can actually see them. Just blending them in a bit, not too much. And now I need to get the lashes right again because I totally destroyed them. So this happens pretty often that I have to go over certain areas again because I kind of destroyed them. But I don't care really much. Okay, there's someone going in the staircase and making some noise in the background again. Wonderful. I love it, especially when I make videos. I'm very thankful that there is no chainsaw or people who want to make their garden because that normally happens to me. So I'm actually lucky today. This looks like a boy, kind of, not really like a girl. I think the face is a little bit too round. Let's see if I can correct that. And her eyebrows needs to be a bit more defined, I think. So carefully. Okay, I think I will make this area here darker. And blending it in a bit so that there are not these really hard edges. This is not so nice. Okay, so actually here the shadow is not dark enough, so I kind of made it too light. Okay, and now I will blend that in a bit. And now I want to make the highlight on her nose. Your brush has to be clean for it. I don't want brown spots on her nose. So I don't expect the first layer to be perfect. This doesn't normally happen. Okay, I think I will leave it like that and fill out the background. Make the face, cut out the face better, so that the shape is a bit more feminine and not that round and boy-like. I have to be very careful to have a nice, smooth border, not too sharp. I don't like it when it's too sharp. I like to have it smooth. Be carefully. And here as well. I like to have these brush strokes. They look so painterly. One has to be very careful with edges, especially if one color like this one is super bright and the other one is dark. So pay attention to that. Okay. I think I will make her bend now. I just ignored it the whole time. Here's a shadow. So now I make the ring. Super loose. Doesn't have to be fine or something. I will just cut out the shape a bit and go over it with the light skin tone. Oh, I need more white. So, you see how much white I used? White is the only paint that... my fingers. What happened? It is difficult to get an area white when you have already so much paint in this area. So you think that this doesn't really work well. And my brush is super dirty. Black. Okay, turn that upside down. Okay, next try. That looks a bit better. Okay. Now I will make her hair. This is another brush. I need a very soft brush, so my old brushes are already too stiff. I think I have to take a new one. I will make the hair relatively rough. So, oops, that was way too much black. Oh god. It takes so long to clean the brushes. So, okay. Just take enough paint. You will save time. A bit of blue and brown. This just makes the hair look more natural. Okay, actually here it is lighter. I think it still looks like a girl, a boy. This is weird. I don't know why. Okay, I try to get to blend in the hair a bit in the forehead. I think it was already too much. Okay. I just take a skin tonish color and go over the border here, and it automatically creates a nice smooth border and edge. So this blended the hair a bit and it looks nicer. Oh. I will try to get the shape of a head more feminine. I think this is good. So I'm standing right now because I can see more than. And now I will continue with the background. Try to mix this bluish background color. So I took a bit of purple too. This is pretty dark. I think it's too dark. Okay, this is not blue enough. This is too much green. Ugh. Not really the right color. But it's not that important, to be honest. There's some nice lights going on in the background. Let's see if I can paint them. Oops. I really like the two different main colors in this one. This orange this really bright orange and the blue tones. So this is really a nice color palette. I like that a lot. Okay, background is quite abstract. Bit of purple. Here actually a turquoise oil paint would be very helpful to get those nice turquoise shades in the background, but we are painting with the Starter palette, so that I have to just mix a turquoise color of the yellow and the blue. So normally I would just have taken turquoise, because I'm lazy. Don't want to mix so much. I think this is nice. It's just a study, so it doesn't have to be super perfect. Okay. I like to make those brush strokes just to give the painting a bit more dynamic. The hardest part is to determine when your painting is finished. It's so difficult. I think, okay, now it's finished. Maybe not. Now it's finished. Maybe not. And this goes on like for an hour or something like that. It's super ridiculous. Okay, I want to add some hair strings. I think I will do it with the palette knife. So see, I just make some nice hair strings, some effects. Just scraping out parts of the paint. This looks also nice. So just an effect. I think I will add a bit of this orange too. This fiery orange. This is nice. And maybe white.